I want you guys to see what Akon says right here. It's very important because he's talking about me. No, seriously. Pay attention.
Prime example, we had a group called Rock City.
Yeah.
2 brothers. When I tell you these guys got to be one of the best performers I've ever seen. Great songwriters. At that time, they had a lot of people talking to them. And most of the people that was talking to them had never done it before. And I'm over here moving the way I'm moving, and they're not the only artists, by the way, because that's always where they pick at. Oh, man, he got mad other artists, he ain't focused on y'all, da-da-da. They thinking this. So my thing is, okay, guys, I'm going to bill y'all as touring artists because y'all are amazing performers. And touring, you won't make money forever. I take them on tour with me to Canada. Them niggas body the whole tour. But in the center of the tour, right in the middle of it, when everything is starting to come in their direction, they want to go chase money because at the time, and I love his manager, by the way, it's my nigga, we stayed debating. They got some writers, they got some songs they're supposed to be writing for other artists. And they leave the tour to go do that. They end up not becoming the artists I thought they was going to be. The songs didn't get enough attention, so the song just didn't work. They left a $100 million business to focus on that quick dollar that was waiting on them. Because I'm always looking at the sustainable paper, right? The shit that's going to be around after your career is gone, when you get to the point where you're like, man, you know what, I'm done. Cool, that mailbox money, it's going to come from publishing. And you're going to have to get up to go tour, but that tour money is money that never stops when you got hits out there.
100%. And the thing is, a lot of artists are always chasing the short-term pleasure. They're trying to get their hits that's only going to be around for maybe, I was about to say like a year, but really a few months. Do you know what I mean? Fast food music doesn't last at the end of the day, unless you're trying to become one of them gimmick artists that creates, a dance video, and then 10 years later, 20 years later, when everyone's growing up, you're still out here just shaking and boogieing. Nah, bro. I would definitely say it's best for you to focus on great art, focus on music that's going to be here for the test of time, that your fans are going to love. And as they grow, it's going to tell a story or remind them of a story or whatever they were going through at that period of time in a different type of way. That's why artists like Usher can still do their thing. Chris Brown can still do their thing. It tends to be a lot of singers as well, thinking about it right now off the top of my head. It's very interesting. Like when Chris Brown comes to London or he tours all around, like people go as crazy as I'm assuming they did back then to right now because it's Chris Brown. Do you know what I mean? So it's very, very interesting.
You just can't be lazy.
Right.
Needless to say, they end up being great songwriters because they ended up focusing on that. One thing they doing massive, like 40% of the hits that you're hearing now is from them kids. And you will probably even know unless you read the credits.
Really?
But had they followed the touring perspective, they'd have been touring the globe, making hundreds of millions.
So let me talk about this tour. This is actually how I became Ray Daniels, the culture referee, because I've made mistakes, I've done things. But in that case, that wasn't a mistake because Akon brought us. So let me just tell you what happened. So Akon, Cardinal Official, and Sean Paul are on tour. So Akon is like, you on tour with us. So we going on tour with him. Now, he ain't lying. We did have a lot of action. A lot of people was hitting us about records because we were big songwriters by then at that point.
Yep.
So we on tour, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm on my Dame shit. I'm looking for everything wrong. So what happens is Akon puts us, so we on tour, but it was kind of like we were a decoy for the tour. So basically in between, because Akon and Wyclef would perform together, right, at times. So towards the end. So when they were setting up from Cardi or Sean Paul to Akon and Wyclef, it was like, because they was like, why they got to change the stage? They don't need everybody looking at the stage. Yeah. So they cut the lights off on the stage and they put us in the middle of the arena and we're performing on these pillars in the middle of the arena.
That's gimmicky as fuck.
Nigga, this ain't being on tour. Like I want to be on stage with y'all, like touring. And it's like, and don't.
So basically, they were for the lack of better words, a support act, or you could even call it that. But anyways, they were. Yeah, interesting. So I can kind of understand it from their perspective where they were just like, look, you're not really, and again, they didn't really have a buzz, so you can't necessarily demand things that you haven't necessarily worked for. But I feel as if the way Akon's saying it is completely different to the way that Ray Daniels is saying it. That's the reason why it's always important to get perspectives from both ends of the story, because a lot of us will listen to a podcast or will watch a piece of content and will only hear one narrative and think that's the entire truth, because people don't do their research anymore, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? So in saying that, so I'm happy that he's reacting to it and giving his own spin on it so that we can see both sides and eventually make our decision, our own decision, you know?
Don't get me wrong, we was doing it, but it was one thing Akon said. He said they didn't build a $100 million business, and I'm here to tell you, we might not have built a $100 million business, we built an $80 million business.
Hello.
Type shit.
Biggest songwriter in the
And
world,
let's
man.
be clear. The only reason why and this is great context for everybody watching at home. The reason why I did that was because that was the only thing I could control. So here's how it goes. So Akon and Divine, who was running the label, when they would go meet with Jimmy, think about this. We signed to Interscope. We are signed to Interscope. We have never seen Jimmy and Akon and Divine in a room at the same time. These are three motherfucking multi-millionaires that's running companies all around the world. Yeah. Nigga, we just sitting there and they just looking at us like, they giving us like a quick look like, that's a single. That's why we put out that bullshit Losing It. Not saying Losing It wasn't a record that could have worked, but Losing It was a Trey Songz record that we wrote for Trey that the A&R heard and said, y'all not giving no more hits away. Yeah. So we put that out and then they're like, y'all suck. Nigga, we did what y'all told us to do. We did what y'all told us to fucking do.
Right. You know what it is, yeah? People always talk about how music used to be great back then because there was a control. There was a sense of going through a hierarchy in order to release a hit. And even me, I talk about how that was a good thing, in my opinion, because at least there was quality control. You knew the artists were going to get this type of hit. They were going to invest a certain amount into this hit, so on and so forth. That's how we've gotten the biggest and the best hits of all time. But we always hear about the good sides of it. We don't hear about the bad sides of it. And to be very, very honest, majority of it is probably bad. Do you know what I mean? Because you got people that may not understand the game, give you an advice. You may have A&Rs that think that's what your audience wants to hear. And maybe, yes, they can tell what a hit is, but they don't realize that, you know what, it doesn't actually suit your brand, or maybe the song needs to be given over to someone else, so on and so forth. So all these decisions are getting made without you. And as a result, what are you basically left with? You basically have to just follow whatever they're saying. So it's crazy because it flopped. And yes, it's only maybe 1 or 2 tries or maybe 3 times that they listened to whatever they did. But I'm happy that they took agency. They took things into their own hands. They took control and eventually went on to become some of the biggest songwriters that we've ever seen in history. So proper stuff.
And then when I realized this, let me tell you one thing that helped me. I'm an older brother. I'm an older sibling. Ladies, if you're looking to date a man, older siblings are the best ones to date.
Hey, that's true.
No, I'm not even lying to you.
Come get me.
I'm an older sibling, which means I am big bro to everybody with me.
Yep.
So, nigga, I'm protecting my guys with my motherfucking life. Now, I would ask this to Akon, who is my nigga. Y'all know, and by the way, Akon, I'm pissed at you. Because you did No Jumper, you did Bag for You, you did all them shows.
Man, come on the God
show.
show.
And I made money for you. And you ain't did nothing for me. But it's okay. But my point is Akon's my nigga, but my nigga, you know what it was. I went for what I could control. And by the way, I'm still here. Name a nigga hotter than us that was on Convict, excluding Lady Gaga.
A lot of people tend to forget that Lady Gaga was actually on Convict. Like, that's insane. Lady Gaga did 2 million people attending her show, which is insane. You get it? So it's one of the biggest shows in history, just in general, you know what I mean?
Real, we being honest.
Right.
Jimmy gave that shit to you. Vincent Herbert signed. No, I'm not being. Vincent Herbert signed. By the way, we need to give more props to Vincent fucking Herbert. This man signed, am I tripping, Brandon? This man signed Lady Gaga.
So how did Akon get her?
Because Jimmy is just a boss-ass nigga. Jimmy Iovine is like, yo, you the biggest artist in the world.
Gotcha.
Why don't you help me with Gaga? Yeah. Akon gets on Just Dance. Just Dance. The plan was to put Akon on Just Dance, but guess what? Akon's label didn't clear it.
What?
What in the world? What in the what? That's mad. So you got an act signed to you, and the label that Akon is signed to does not clear the feature. And that was Lady Gaga's breakout single, if I'm not mistaken. It was either that or Poker Face, one of the two. And yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, when you listen to some of these interviews and you hear what is the perceived truth versus what is the actual truth, sometimes your mind will just be like, we get it. But at the end of the day, the victors are always the people that write history. Do you get what I'm saying? So Akon is the biggest act at the end of the day. Of course, people are going to give credit to Akon rather than all the people that they don't even know. When you're mentioning people like Jimmy Iovine, etc., a lot of people don't know who that actually is, even though that guy's a G. Do you know what I mean? So it's peak.
And that's why Gaga started moving different with Akon. Yeah. Like, nigga, I'm on your label and you can't even... So they put Kobe O'Donis on the record. And then it goes big, viral. And then she becomes bigger than all of them. But that time, Khan had his piece already.
Yeah.
If you want to know who broke Lady Gaga, I was there. It was Vincent Herbert and Troy Carter.
Wow.
Because everybody else was convict, I was with them. Remember, Akon and Divine and Jimmy, they was trying to control all of the young managers. If you look at who managed Akon top acts, it was his man Drew, his man. You think Drew gonna fight Akon for Ray Lavender? I'm fighting for mine.
Talk that shit.
Nigga, let me tell y'all something. Ray Daniels became a legend this day. Akon, this is the day I became a legend. If you ask anybody at Convict, this is the day that they knew who the fuck I was. Akon is in LA doing a Convict takeover for K-Day. Akon is like, they see that we're in town.
Yeah.
Yo, Rock City, y'all in town. Why don't y'all pull up to K-Day? We doing a Convict takeover. We working for Atlantic Records. We working with Aaron Bayshuk. I never forget. I was like, yo, Aaron, I gotta leave for 2 or 3 hours to go do this promo. We'll be back in work. And he was like, do what you gotta do. So we go to K-Day. We're there early. It's 3 of us. We're there early. And about 45 Convict, everybody. It is diamonds on you would have thought that they had lab diamonds back then, how many niggas was wearing diamonds. Everybody had diamonds on. They walk in the room. Ooh. Akon got cameras on him, and I'm pissed, Toby. I'm pissed. He's sitting there. He's like, Kobe O'Donis is killing it right now. Everybody clap. Yep. Ray Lavender, girl got a girlfriend, is killing it. Cardinal Official, Dangerous is killing it right now. Everybody should be happy. I'm sitting right across from me. Like, everybody happy, right? I go, I'm not happy. I went crazy.
What?
But guess what? Me and my niggas still here.
Yep.
Still making millions, and we bigger today than we was back then.
Hello.
So how could you say we made the wrong decision, Akon? How could you say we made the wrong decision? We're up. Yep. We ain't chasing you to take us on the road.
We don't gotta beg you.
We don't have to beg like that. And I understand what he's saying, but let me tell you something about getting older. You know how most of these older artists are unhappy? Because they gotta go get their money.
Yeah, they gotta ask some nigga.
They gotta go. They gotta get up. They gotta wake up in the middle and go the tour. So they miss their kid's graduation that Friday because I got a tour to pay for the car that you're getting. Circuit. Nigga, our checks come in the mail whether we get out of bed or not. And I like that business better than to get my money. Let me just say that. And by the way, shout out to Akon. That's my nigga.
I can't lie. Ray Daniels took some real issue, though. I can't lie. Like, proper guy. The songwriting business is a very hard business to break into. You know, songwriters. This is like, in my opinion, it goes from this in terms of who gets it the hardest, right? In terms of like the whole music thing. Let's do from bottom to top, right? So the artists get it the hardest, you know, they have to deal with the record labels, the fans. Then after that, in my opinion, is the producers. Producers have to chase for their money like no man's business. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the biggest producers in the entire world, bro, like right now they're struggling simply because to get paid from a label or to get paid from an artist is a whole headache. Do you know what I'm saying? Engineers after, I can't lie, the biggest engineers, they're killing it, but every other engineer, you know, bro, like without them the songs wouldn't be happening, but a lot of them are struggling to pay bills and stuff like that. It's very, very bad. And after that, you got the songwriters, bro. Oh my days. Songwriters get treated like shit in this game, bro. And I'm not happy about that. I know who am I to say anything, etc. But as a producer engineer, I've worked with some of these songwriters that have written, you know, Grammy nominated songs, platinum songs, gold songs, whatever it is, radio hits. And bro, like they can't even order Uber Eats to the studio, bro. Like I know about days like that, bro. Like I've had to sleep to the morning so that I can get like a bus or even walk up like it's peak. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, like the songwriters, oh bro, they get done dirty, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that he was able to create a mad business out of it, him and I believe it's his brother. Like shout out to them, man. They killed it. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I'm gonna react to more Ray Daniels type stuff. In fact, comment below if you want me to react to more Ray Daniels stuff and I'll make sure to do it. But other than that, guys, make sure to watch the video. Make sure to tune into Ray Daniels. A lot to be learned here, trust me. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure.